Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a contour video. I honestly am not someone who really focuses on contouring like this every single day, but I have been doing it a lot more recently and I've been getting a lot of compliments on my makeup at work and like from strangers and from of course my coworkers. So I thought I would just kind of share the love and show you guys how I contour my face. So my face is of course very round, much like a potato. Alright, so I've actually already done all of my skincare and I've actually already primed my face. So we're gonna go straight into foundation. So recently I've been using the YSL All Hours foundation. It's one of my favorites. I have the shade BR10. To apply it, I'm gonna be using my Sephora collection. This is the Pro Core Diffuser number 94. I also, little trick, I really like to spray my brush with like primer water or like some kind of setting spray to like get it wet, but I also just feel like it helps the foundation glide, and obviously wetting your brush with a little bit of primer water or a setting spray isn't going to hurt it any. It's probably just going to help your makeup stick a little bit better, so I just do like a couple squirts. This truly is like one of my favorite foundations. Like the coverage is just really pretty, but it still feels like pretty lightweight for being a heavier foundation. Like it doesn't feel super heavy. So next we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of concealing. So I'm going to take my Tarte Shape Tape. This is in Fair Neutral. And just take a little bit right in here. Then I'm trying to just finish this guy up. This is the ColourPop No Filter Concealer. I can't wear this alone because it's actually too light. But I really like the color, so I'm just going to add it to this guy to help lighten the center. But if you guys don't have this around, you can also, if you're as pale as me and you want like a little bit more brightness under the eyes, you can grab the NYX HD Lavender Concealer and that will brighten up your under eye area. So then I'm just gonna take a sponge and blend it out. I really focus blending it right here in the center and then kind of pulling it down the side of my face because my face again is already round, so I wanna bring that light in here. I'm not trying to bring it out super far. So the whole Kim K like super big triangle going all the way up doesn't work super great on rounder face shapes just because you don't want to emphasize the roundness. So again, I'm just going to bring the light in here. Now to set my under eyes, I use two different powders. I just kind of mix them together. So the first one I use is the Physicians Formula Talc-Free Mineral Wear Powder. I think they have two shades of it, but it's just a translucent one. This guy is one of my absolute favorites because it actually comes up like almost white on the skin. So there's really not a lot of powder out there, unfortunately, that helps highlight my under eyes. But I also mix it with a little bit of my Hourglass. This is the Ambient Lighting Powder in Ethereal Light. But this doesn't, it's not as pigmented, it's a little more sheer, but it does have a little bit of a glow to it. So it just adds like a nice light sheen without looking like I put like glitter under my eyes to brighten them up, if that makes sense. Just making sure to tap any creases out. So I always just like dip in to that guy and then I'll just dip right back into here and then I just go in and I press it under my eye. Like nothing crazy, but once I have all the other products on, that under eye area will just look very flawless and kind of lifted, a little bit brighter. I'm actually not going to set the rest of my face just yet. I'm going to go ahead and off camera I'm going to do my brows and my eye makeup, so I will be right back. So I still haven't set my foundation with any powder, and the reason I like to do that is when I want to give the foundation like the most time to set. So it's going to set down to its own finish, and 9 times out of 10, at least especially with like this foundation, if I wanted to, I could probably blend product right on top. But because we're going to be doing kind of a lot of makeup, I'm going to set it. However, I also struggle with like the smile lines or like expression lines. Like if I raise my, there's like one little wrinkle trying to happen up here. It's not happening. But the smile lines are the worst part. So I like to really let the makeup kind of warm up to my face and then set everything because I feel like I have less creasing throughout the day when I do it that way. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of cream contour first. This guy is one of my favorites. Really, I honestly, obviously, only use this shade. This is the Fawn. This is the contour cream kit from Anastasia. I'm gonna use this brush. This is actually Morphe. I think it was in like a kit, so there's no number on it. So personally, this is gonna be up to like everybody's own discretion of like how and where they want to contour. Personally, my issue is I don't have a jawline, so we're gonna add something down there, some definition, but also to kind of cut the roundness, I am going to contour my cheekbones. I don't personally like to contour my nose. For being totally honest, I'm pretty sure my face is crooked, and I feel like contouring my nose just makes it that much more obvious. Listen, I know We're not supposed to be symmetrical. Anyways. Also, if you have a larger forehead and you want to contour that and slim it down, you can do that by doing it on the temples and just across the top of the forehead lightly and just blending it in. However, I have a very tiny forehead, so not too concerned about it. And if you're not sure like where to contour, like if this is your first time ever contouring, a good measure is to always just go by the tragus right here, that little nubbin on your ear. So kind of going down through here, or if you want to, you can kind of feel, and on my face you can kind of see like where the indent is already. I've got like a little one right there. So I'm just gonna follow that. I always start back towards the hairline to add the most darkness back there. I see the difference already. If I were to look at you head on, this obviously is just gonna emphasize and kind of lift that cheekbone up and add more angles in my face to help cut some of that roundness out. So now I've got the cream on both sides. I'm gonna take this down my non-existent jawline. This is also a good way to kind of hide your double chin. Like, I don't know if you guys can see the difference, but I feel like yeah. Oh my God, look, like it just gives you, like contouring is just supposed to mimic a shadow. So you're just kind of putting it where you want to hide things. And I'm trying to hide this double chin. Like it just helps sharpen that up a little bit. Like, ooh, okay, potato. This is a really great trick before going home for the holidays. So now that I've got that in place, I'm actually gonna go ahead and take my foundation brush. I don't have any extra product on there. It's basically all blended in, but I like to use this to help blend down the neck. And it's very, very important to make sure that you still blend, because obviously you're putting that contour in place to help mimic that shadow, but you don't want any obvious lines of demarcation, of course, because that's just gonna give you away. I'm just gonna go over it with the brush to help kind of blend it out and diffuse it a little bit. So now finally, after I've gotten all my cream products on, I'm gonna go ahead and set the rest of my face, and I'm just gonna be using the Milk Makeup Powder. I've been playing with this. I will say, honestly, I took the sifter off. I don't believe in this. What is that? That's a mess, you know? Like, no. I'm just gonna take my Real Techniques brush, and I'm just gonna very lightly set the rest of my face. I do feel like this powder kind of makes me feel a little bit tight, like in the face. I might honestly, I don't know, I've been using this to set my face. I've kind of been trying it, but I think I like it best for like baking, which we'll do here in the next couple minutes. So now that my entire face is set, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my powder contour shade, which is in the Smashbox Cali Contour Kit. It's this guy right here. They also have like a contour kit, which comes with 3 shades. It's like this shade, actually, yeah, it's like this shade, and that shade. But you can also get this for like the same price, and you get like 2 highlights and a blush in there. So whatever you want to do, but the shade is really beautiful for those of us with fair skin. It's just like the perfect kind of ashy shadow color. So I'm gonna take my Real Techniques contour brush, and then I'm basically gonna do what I did with the cream. I'm just gonna start back here towards the hairline and kind of very lightly sweep it in. And do notice I am holding the brush almost all the way back here at the end, because you want the brush to do most of the work for you. If you're holding it up here, you're gonna get a super intense contour, which if that's what you want, by all means go for it. But if you want it to still look like contour, but also like you and just keep it soft, hold it a little bit farther back, let the brush do most of the work for you. Now, one of my favorite parts of doing my makeup, bronzing. I'm gonna take my Morphe M462. This brush is for bronzing. I'm obsessed. It's got that domed shape, so it just fits on the face and blends bronzer out so flawlessly. And then my Holy Grail bronzer, this is the Ambient Lighting Bronzer in Nude Bronze Light. I obviously love it. I'm trying to use the rest of it up. I actually just repurchased a new one, and I'm so excited. So I'm gonna use this, I'm just gonna bronze up my face. So this will help also to blend out the contour on the chin, make sure everything is nice and seamless. You don't obviously want it to look like your skin and then super brown and obviously contoured. So I'm gonna blend it all the way down the neck, and then yeah, let's just bronze. I'm gonna take some more of that milk powder and just the edge of my sponge. And just kind of cut the cheek to help clean up that bronzer a little bit. Perfect, so I'm gonna let that sit while I finish the rest of my cheeks. So for highlight today, I'm gonna be using the JCat Luxe Pro Pearl Powder. That was a lot. And I'm gonna take that on my Morphe, I think it's a Y14. I don't know, it's the gold brush, but I just use it to highlight. This is one of those highlights where like you can either wear it super subtly or you can kind of pack it on and get a really pretty kind of intense glow. I like to put it on the brow bone and then right here above the arch of the brow. And then lastly for blush, I'm going to take my Milani Luminoso blush. I haven't used this forever. I pulled it out the other day and I was like, oh, forgot about you. And I'm just going to apply that right in between that highlight and then all of the bronzer just to help melt everything together. So now that I'm done with that, I'm just gonna go ahead and dust away the powder. Just kind of very lightly blend everything together. Okay, I'm gonna go finish a couple last touches and fix my hair, and I'll be right back. All right, so to finish my face off, I just used a little bit of the Catrice Prime and Fine Dewy Glow. I love how this just like melts everything into my skin, but I do also like to keep the center of my face matte, so I just took a little bit more powder and kind of pressed it in to the center to keep me a little less shiny through there. And to finish off my lips, I used the Too Faced Nude Beach lipstick, and then I topped it off with the Sephora, the pink plumping gloss is like my favorite. I just still feel very much like sunshine. I really actually love this shirt. Yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please, please, please give it a thumbs up if you did. Let me know in the comments if you guys would love to see more of these videos because I definitely do them. But I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!